Hey guys, it's Hallie. It's like 11 in the morning. Actually, it's almost noon, and I'm just waking up. And this is why I look a hot mess, and my voice is all deep and stuff, because I just woke up. I'm so tired. Didn't go to bed till late. But it is April 23rd. Gosh, already, April 23rd. So we have been home for almost a week. I'm sorry, we've been home for over a week, but we've been home for almost 10 days. Tomorrow will mark 10 days since we've been home. Um, which we are going to start marking the days until we go back. I think we were actually marking the days until we go back before we even left to go to Cancun. But, okay, so I will start out. We went to Cancun, Mexico, 2013, from April 7th to April 14th, 2013. And this is a picture from the lovely jacuzzi that I took of the Golden Parnassus. Took this in 2010 or 2011. This was my 8th trip to Cancun, Brandon's 2nd trip to Cancun, David's 1st trip to Cancun, and Julius, of course, is his 1st trip to Cancun. So, this is my Cancun travel brochure. It is fairly thick. I think it's 34 pages. But this is something that I make and revamp and change every single year before we go. Has information about the hotel, all the different restaurants they have, something to prepare my friends for the flight, tells everybody how much it is, what it includes, and then the couple days leading up to it, before you leave your house, make sure you have your passport, because when we went to, it was actually the Golden Crown Paradise Resort and Spa back then, but I think it was my trip, my second time there in 2005. I made it all the way to Philly Airport, only to realize I forgot my passport. I made it all the way from Philly to my house in 26 minutes. Well, from Philly to the Ramada Inn, for those of you who are local, in 26 minutes, and my mom met me there with my passport. And then I have other pages. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I have other pages just with the flight information, the times, all of our codes, luggage information, and then really important information about the airport, aduanas, customs, going through the flea market, going through the markets in general, and how never ever to talk to anybody in certain areas. My friends are kind of upset with me because I said, don't ever talk to anybody in the flea market. And my friend David's like, you talk to like everybody in there. And I'm like, I only talk to people like who had something that I was interested in, and only once I was like sure that that's what I wanted. And if they weren't going to give me the price that I wanted for it, I was out. I like how this one guy, he said he was going to charge me like $50 for a hammock. And then he was like, oh no, for you lady, 40. And then I started walking away. He's like, for you, 30. And then I was like halfway down the flea market, and he's like, you know what, just take it for 5. And I'm like, are you serious? And I'm like, no way, because there's no way he's giving me a hammock for $5. And he's like, no, really, $5 takes it. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, dude. Don't mind me. I'm going to keep fussing with this one piece of hair because I'm about to just rip it out. It's getting on my nerves. It doesn't want to stay under. But, so, we left Sunday, April 7th, 2013. We left, we had everybody meet at my house earlier that day. I finished our Cancun t-shirts. I already had one made from 2011, and a lot of people down there have them, and I kind of wanted to make a different version of it, only because ours has, like, the original people who have the shirts have the date on it, and it says 2011, and it says Cancun Spring Break. It is spring break, and I am young, but I don't consider myself a spring breaker because I don't go there to get, like, ridiculously drunk and bang chicks. Not my kind of thing. I do drink, but it's, like, not like that. So, I've only been drunk a couple times in my life. um, I was going to make a new shirt for myself, but I didn't. The letters and the numbers and everything were really expensive. Way more than my regular shirts are, because you guys all know I have my own t-shirt company, Slice Tees by Chi-Chi. Like us on Facebook. So I asked the boys what they wanted on their shirt, because everyone usually has, well, it usually says, like I said, Cancun Spring Break, and then it has the date underneath, 2011, or this year, 2013, and on the back it has either your CancunCare.com handle or just something funny, or like your nickname or whatever you want to be known by in Cancun. And then your favorite number or a number of choice. So David wanted, I asked them, I said, what do you want the front of your shirts to say? And I came across a page that said Cancun Drinking Team. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm not a big drinker, but hell, it's Cancun. I can get away with a shirt like that. People believe it. So I was going to wear that shirt. But like I said, I didn't make one for me. So I asked the boys what they wanted, and they're like, well, how about we just have something silly in the front? So I was like, okay. So David's shirt said free motorboat. So I thought that was pretty funny. And in the back, it just had his part of his Cancun care handle. It just says Beetle. And then his favorite number. Oops, Daddy's texting me. I went to go say hey, and my phone corrected it to EH. Eh? Apparently I'm Canadian today. It's funny because I'm talking about Cancun, home of the Canadians. Okay, yeah, so Daddy, I was trying to think of what to put on his shirt, and he said something about MILF something, and I was like, no, I was like, I don't like that. So I was like, let's change it up. So we put MILF Hunter, and he liked it. And the back of his shirt, he wanted a couple different nicknames that people know him by, but I don't like them because of certain reasons that I won't bring up. He's also my ex-husband, and these nicknames reminded me of not so nice things that I remember him by. Yes, I'm still friends with my ex-husband. So his shirt, I asked him, I said, what do you want in the back of your shirt? He's like, I don't give a fuck. And I'm like, no, like, what do you want in the back of your shirt? He's like, seriously, I don't care, just put whatever. So I was like, all right, he doesn't give a fuck. So I put IDGAF, and that's what's on top of his shirt. And then his favorite number. And he doesn't have a Cancun care handle anyway, even though I've been trying to get him to make one. So, oh well. So, yeah, so we finished making the shirts. Daddy is in the Air Force, so, wow, I just had a huge deja vu. Daddy's in the Air Force, so he did not come here until, I want to say closer to like 10, 11 o'clock, maybe even closer to midnight. No, I want to say like 11 o'clock. So David came over earlier in the day to help me out, which was such a big help because, oh my gosh, I had so much I had to do. And earlier that day, me and Sherry got our nails done. We had like a little bon voyage party with cupcakes that were so delicious, made by Miss Mia. And they were so good. Delicious. I tell you not. I mean, I kid you not, they were so good. So, sorry. So we made shirts, we did, we were weighing the suitcases for like ever. And I feel like no matter what scale I used, it changes like all the time. Like, and we did the method where, I know they have the ones where you can attach your suitcase to it and just literally hold it, but that just seems like a lot of work. And like, I can't hold a suitcase with one hand on like a scale like that. I think that's meant for like smaller bags, not bags that are pushing 50, 60 pounds. So, as you know, you have to keep your bag under. I want to turn it down a little bit, sorry. But you have to keep your bags under 50 pounds. So, yeah, so we were weighing with two different scales, and it was just so frustrated because every single time you weigh yourself, it would give you your weight, and then you would weigh the bag, and it would tell you that. And I was like, well, I know how my scales are, let's just do it again. So we would weigh ourselves, and then we would weigh ourselves with the bag again, and then it would still say the same thing. So we're like, okay. So then I'd be like, all right, well, since I have 48 pounds in my bag and I have 2 pounds available, I said, let me put some of my Zumba stuff in there. Like, just like, I kid you not, it was one pair of Zumba pants, and they were like capris, like legging capris too. They weren't like cargos, which take up like a lot more weight space. And I think it was like 2 tank tops that are Zumba tank tops. And I put them in the bag, and then my bag was like 52 pounds. I'm like, there's no way that all that stuff is 4 pounds. So we took it out, and my bag was still 52 pounds. And I'm like, oh my god, this is so frustrating. So basically what I did was I just put some of the heaviest stuff that's small right on top, so that like when I get to the airport and I weigh my bag, if it's a little bit too much over, all I have to do is unzip it, take it out, and put it in a carry-on, put it in whatever. Both of the guys that I was traveling with had sea bags. Well, I'm sorry. One was in the Navy, so he has the sea SEA bag, and the other is in the Air Force, so he has the C, literally the letter C bag. So, okay. Sorry, my cat scratched up the wall. Okay. I'm sorry, there's too much going on. This is why it's taking me this long to make the video, because I can't think straight for 5 minutes, because I have the baby, and I have school, and finals are coming, and I have projects and papers, and oh my gosh, too much stuff. Yeah, so basically, most of my bags were like close to 50 pounds, if not a little over, and I don't know. But the boys' bags, since they had the C and the C bags, they were like 38 pounds. So, I don't know. So, my little G6 fit my pink suitcase, which is pretty big. I bought another pink suitcase, which was for Julius. So I checked 2 bags. And then 2 C bags, a small Adidas duffel, a small Phillies duffel, my really big Coach purse that I use when I go to the airport. I think I put my laptop in that. My pink Rolly carry-on, Brandon's Air Force book bag, and there was another one. Actually, there's a couple more. Julius's diaper bag, and Brandon had another one. I'm not sure what he had. But yeah, all of that fit in my car. And you have to think, I already have 4 people in my car, and a car seat, and it takes up a lot of room. So I was really excited, because they were like, oh, we're going to have to take Brandon's Jeep, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't let anybody drive me anywhere. So, yeah. So, I don't know. So I was definitely driving. I shoved everything in my car. It was super awesome. I was so excited to get everything in there. And this video is going to be like 10 videos long, because that's just how I am. I like to give a lot of detail. I'm a writer. I like to like make things exciting, and then make it boring, and then make it exciting, and then make it boring. So, anyway, what? Anyway, yes. So we finished up some last things. I had to, okay, the boys were like, oh my god, the car is packed and everything's ready. Are you ready to go to the airport? And I was like, no, like, you bitches are going to go sleep on the couch or sleep wherever, and I am going to go upstairs and take a shower and shave my legs one last time, because I do not want to be hairy in Cancun. And, yeah. So they're like, I thought we were leaving at midnight. And I was like, ha. So we ended up leaving closer to sometime between 2, 3, 4 in the morning. No later than 4, definitely. But I think it was around 3 o'clock. And the original time that we were all supposed to wake up was 4 o'clock. We were all supposed to set our phones just in case something happened to one of them. Sorry. And, yeah. Sorry. I watched Office Space, and now I feel like I keep saying, yeah, about those TPS reports. Okay, so we got in the car, went to the airport. We stopped on the way at a rest stop because I had to rest parts of my body. And we also got like a donut. Oh, David bought me a donut. Thank you, David. And, yeah. So we got to the airport, took everything out of the car. Right when we were taking everything out of the car, there was a bus there. And they're like, oh, hurry up, hurry up. I was like, dude, we have like 15 bags. Like, okay, one of us has to hold the baby, so that only makes it 2 adults to bring all these bags to the bus stop. Yeah, we're only literally like maybe 20, 30 feet from the bus stop. Like, literally, we're parked here. There's a place for a car to park in front of me. And then I think there was like one more row, and the bus stop is in the same row as that. So it's not far at all, like, not at all. But the bus was there, and they're like, oh, hurry up. I was like, no, it's not even possible. So we're like, well, we'll wait for the next one, which was fine, because the buses come, like, they said every 5 minutes, which I think it's like every 10 or 15, because it got really cold waiting. And a lot of people at the bus stop, we're all sitting there wearing flip-flops, and we're like, oh my gosh, our feet are freezing. I'm going to make a new video. I'll be right back. Mwah!